welcome back to ReleDate. I'm super excited to be back. I was on vacation for a little bit and now I get to return and we get to talk about what's happened in the Bachelorette for the past couple of weeks. There's been a lot of notable breakups happening. So we have Michael, we've got Connor, and Andrew S. that all had some pretty darn emotional breakups. And so I wanted to focus on that and try to talk a little bit about how to break up in a way that's really good, some things that can negatively impact you after a breakup, and really just what this maybe looks like for the next couple of weeks as well. So let's go ahead and jump in. Breakups have a lot of different after effects to them. A lot of them are negative. We see lots of symptoms of anxiety. So anxiety increases. In some cases, life satisfaction decreases, which is unfortunate. An increase in things like loneliness, psychological distress, other symptoms like that. It's easy to isolate after a breakup because you're just not feeling very good. One of the things that can make breakups really hard is things like social media, because it's impossible to really get away from the person that you've broken up with or been broken up with. And if you take that into account, we've got national television that is displaying all of this, and everyone is in the tabloids. All of these men that have been on the show are now in the tabloids, and so is Katie. So both of those people that have broken up with Katie and the ones that Katie is broken up with, they can't really get away from each other. There's always going to be people on social media that are talking about this. There's going to be tabloids associated with it. If you have been through a breakup and you're seeing them on your Facebook page or maybe your Instagram account or whatever it might be, that can be difficult as well. And so that may even mean needing to remove that person from your social media just to kind of give you some space to get over it, some space to not see that person. And unfortunately, Katie and these men don't necessarily have that luxury. Another couple of things that can make breakups better. Actually, if your relationship was stronger before you broke up, then that can make the relationship a little bit easier to end from. But if you, for say, had plans to marry this person, or if you were living together, those are all things that can make breakups a little bit harder. And so something that can be incredibly important is to build up that support system around you. If you're planning on breaking up with someone, then having that support system already in place before you end the relationship can be incredibly useful as well. Checking in with your partner often. I think this is something that I talked about in a previous video, but checking in with your partner often can help make sure you all are you're both on the same page. And so if a breakup does happen, it's less surprising, it's less shocking than it would be otherwise if you weren't checking in with each other. Dating someone new, surprisingly enough, so you've been out of a relationship and now you're wanting to date someone new, can actually have some positive benefits. It allows you to essentially move on from the person. It allows you to focus your attention, your efforts on someone else instead. But it is always important to keep in mind that you get to decide when you're ready to move on from a relationship. You get to decide when you start dating again. And you should pay attention to how you're feeling. You shouldn't try to force yourself into it. That's never going to be a good option. And so with this, we're going to see Katie have at least a couple more very intense breakups here in the next few weeks, especially after she has met families, because we've got hometown dates happening here in a matter of weeks. Those are coming up very, very soon. And then she's got to pick one person. And based on kind of the preview that they gave after the men tell all, there's definitely, again, more drama. It looks like maybe Katie doesn't want to be in this position anymore, doesn't want to finish the end of this. But I'll be very curious to see how that plays out, to see how Katie is able to work through some of these breakups, especially because they are so public. I'm hoping that hometowns go well for everyone. I'm aware that that doesn't always happen, but meeting the families can be big and intense. And I know that we'll have an opportunity to talk about what it's like to meet the family, how you even decide when you're ready to meet the family, and more. So join us in the next one for that. But I hope that if you are in a position where you have recently broken up with someone or been broken up with, that you are able to use some of this to make it easier on yourself, to give yourself some time and space to get over it, to move on from it, even though it may be very difficult. So with that being said, I'm excited to see what happens here in the next few weeks, and I will see you all very soon. Bye. Have a good one.